Good afternoon, dear audience. Today we feel honored to have amongst us the torch bearers of the EDUREFORM project from different corners of the country, and they intend to develop critical, analytical, and creative thinking skills among the secondary school students by training in-service and pre-service teachers. I extend my warm welcome to Professor R.C. Patel, Head, Department of Education, Dean, Faculty of Education and Psychology, the Maharaja Shivaji University of Baroda, Gujarat. Also, a hearty welcome to Dr. Pratibha Patnakar, Professor and Head, Department of Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, Maharashtra. And I also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Sangeeta Pant, Professor and Dean, Chitkara College of Education, Chitkara University, Punjab.
Thank you.
We also have with us Miss Mansi Uppal, Innovation Manager, EDUREFORM Project, Chitkara University, and I invite her to share a brief about the project.
A very good afternoon to all the panel members and our lovely listeners. I extend my warm welcome to all. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to brief you all about EDUREFORM Project. Coordinated by Chitkara University, EDUREFORM is a 3-year project worth €1 million, approximately 9 crores, co-funded by Erasmus Plus program of European Union, comprising 4 Indian universities, 4 European universities, as well as 2 secondary schools and 1 SME, having expert in the field of education. It aims to mitigate the impact of 4th Industrial Revolution on Indian society, that is, education reform for future and in-service school teachers. As we have panel members from all the partner Indian university, so this lead team will share their insight about taking this project to its new height. So to start with, I would like to ask Professor R.C. Patel, Sir, do you think it is important for education to ensure it prepares students for the labour market? How do you ensure this at Maharaja Shivaji University of Baroda? And sir, how can EDUREFORM help in this task?
Thank you very much. I partially agree with the statement. In a sense, education should not only prepare students for the labour market, but should also prepare them for the life. Because we have seen that the broader objective of education is developing a human being, a thinking human being, a responsible, empowered, critical-minded, creative-minded, and the one who can analyze any situation very critically. So, according to me, the education should be targeting at developing human being, and once we are able to develop them for their life, I am sure that they will be fit for any kind of job in any labour market. And this is what we are trying to do at the Maharaja Shivaji University of Baroda. In the Department of Education of the Maharaja Shivaji University of Baroda, I have a young and very dynamic team of around 24 teachers who are at present taking care of educating, not only training, but educating 110 students of B.Ed first year, B.Ed second year, 55 students of M.Ed first and second year, and around 50 students of PhD who are enrolled at our department and who are not only from different states of country but also from different parts of the globe. So my young team of teachers is educating them in order to make them fit for life, to face the challenges of life, and not only solve the problem but then to live with the problem, to find alternative solution, and to think critically. So at the Maharaja Shivaji University of Baroda, we are anyway doing this, but with the additional support of this EDUREFORM project, Our main focus now is to develop these 3 skills among the students through various subjects that we are teaching them in all the 4 semesters of B.Ed and M.Ed. And as far as PhD program is concerned, in fact, students are free to decide topic in consultation with their guide. So they are working on a particular topic. All the students are working in different area. But for PhD students, as per UGC guidelines, we have 15 credit PhD coursework. Now, through this coursework also, we make them think critically. And basically, research is an activity wherein all these thinking skills are most important. So, at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, we are trying to develop a thinking human being who will be fit into any kind of a labor market, job market, not only in India, but across the globe.
Thank you so much, sir. Very well said. Job is a part of our life, and preparing students for the holistic life and catering to all the 3 domains of learning is very important, which I am sure under your guidance, your young team will be able to achieve this aim. Now my question is for Professor Pratibha Patnakar. Ma'am, my question to you is, why do you think it is important to ensure diversity in education in India? How can Shivaji University bring diversity to EDUREFORM?
Okay, thank you. Diversity means differences. The differences which mark off one group of people from one another. Example, differences in culture, languages, gender, lifestyle, social and economic status, family structure, caste, religion, values, beliefs, special abilities and disabilities. So that means range of identities that exist in a group of people. Our India is a country of diversity. It is one nation but plural and diverse society. Its plurality is inbuilt in its geographical, demographic, historical, political, economic and socio-cultural base. Other than in India, there is no such diversity in any country in the world. Though here we have different caste, religion, languages, different diet, lifestyle, culture, costume, eating habits, this diversity is respected. That's why in India we have unity in diversity. Our respect towards diversity has legal framework. That's why we are celebrating 26th November as Samvidhan Day, and today is Samvidhan Day. Indian Constitution protects diversity. That means we are together. Differently cultural caste, religions, family live together. Differently abled, disadvantaged, disabled students study in one class. This is inclusive education, where all such students study in one class with normal students. This diversity must be acknowledged and taught appropriately. Exploring the diversity enriches the learning experiences. Research studies have demonstrated that fostering diversity in classroom has very good impact on students' performance. When teaching reflects this diversity and their varied background, they develop a deeper knowledge of a subject as they explore it from varying perspectives. This equips students with broader understanding and opens their mind to deeper insights. Example, learning normal students together with disabled benefit to each other. Another example that we know that one of the important characteristic of tribal people is their folk dance. So if teacher take into consideration these characteristics of tribal people and teach these students through the folk dance, that is one of the good pedagogy. The students create interest in education and deepen the knowledge and deepen their knowledge. Thus, education plays a central role in conserving, transforming identities, keeping in mind heterogeneous character of Indian society. All commissions, national policies on education envisage harmonious development of all such groups. Teacher cannot adopt A teacher can adopt and modify material and procedures to address diversity and expect all students to grow.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Indeed, India is a diverse country and we need to preserve the linguistic, cultural, and as well as geographical diversity of our country and imbibe these virtues in the coming generation as well, which is a very important role that a teacher plays in grooming the citizens of the country. Thank you, ma'am, for the answer. Ma'am, my next question is for Dr. Sangeeta Pant. Ma'am, what do you think is the biggest challenge education is facing right now? And how can EDUREFORM and Chitkara University contribute to overcome these obstacles?
Thank you, Dr. Parul, for inviting me in panel discussion at Radio Chitkara FM 107.8. And thank you for the question. The biggest challenge that education is facing right now is to impact the skill in the younger generation which is required by the industry. Since industry is moving very fast and due to the effect of Industry 4.0, where everything is moving towards automation. As a result, the need of workforce for doing routine jobs will be reduced. Thus, the employment opportunities would be available for the younger generation who possess creative, critical and analytical thinking skills. Thus, it is important that younger generation should be trained on inculcating higher order thinking skills, that is analytical thinking, critical thinking and creative thinking among the young learners. They would be able to employ the skills only if they themselves are trained in these skills. At Chitkara University has the visionaries, our Chancellor Sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chitkara and our Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, Dr. Madhu Chitkara, both are teachers. So they feel the need to upskill the younger generation as per the demand of the industry and society as a whole. Chitkara College of Education, Chitkara University, Punjab trains prospective teachers and thus the curriculum of Chitkara College of Education, which has already been revamped, keeping in mind the needs of the schools these days. So, EDUREFORM project will further help us to strengthen our curriculum and train our alpha teachers and alpha master. These are the B.Ed students or M.Ed students as per the need of the industry. Thank you.
My next question to Professor Pratibha Patnakar. How can Shivaji University bring diversity to the EDUREFORM project, ma'am?
Okay, thank you. Shivaji University is in Kolhapur, Maharashtra. It has rich socio-cultural heritage. In 19th century, Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, the great ruler of Kolhapur Samsthan, recommended compulsory and free education to socially disadvantaged people. So equity and equality towards the diversity is inbuilt part of our Shivaji University. Our Shivaji University can bring this diversity to education through teacher education programs, through practice teaching. While preparing the teaching plan, students' varied background should be considered. Motivation to differently able students, curriculum adaptation and transaction. We can convert edited EDUREFORM books in audio form also. Conduct research projects in the field of diversity. Financial provision for differently abled and students in EDUREFORM through EDUREFORM project. Remedial programs. We can purchase academic softwares for visually impaired and creative students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. At Kolhapur University, I'm sure you are taking care of inclusiveness and following the guidelines as laid down by a new education policy, and which is very much evident from what you shared with us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, now my next question is for Professor R.C. Patel. Sir, what do you think will be the role of EDUREFORM project, keeping in mind what new education policy 2020 has proposed for school education? How would you train your prospective teachers so that they are ready for the industry, which is schools, and they don't face challenges when they move to the schools which are already, quite ahead, if we keep in mind that how teacher education and school education should be in sync though?
Thank you, Dr. Parul. In fact, this is a very challenging question And India, according to me, at present is facing this as one of the major challenges in teacher education. See, we know that you have made a reference of National Education Policy 2020 in chapter 15. It has described the current status of teacher education, and which is not very encouraging. I think it has taken certain inputs from Justice Verma committee report, and the committee has been very critical with regard to teacher education in the country, its status, prospects and all. And hence, the major challenge because of this ill-equipped and poor quality teacher education institutions is the teachers who are trained in or through these institutions, ये भी उतने स्किल्ड नहीं होते कि हमारे स्कूल में जाके स्कूल के बच्चों को जो देश का भविष्य है उनको अच्छी तरह से तैयार करें. तो मेरे हिसाब से तो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में भी जो बहुत अच्छी तरह से हाईलाइट किया गया, एम्फेसाइज किया गया, ये है कि अगर देश में शिक्षा व्यवस्था को सुधार लाना है तो टीचर एजुकेशन में इम्प्रूवमेंट लाना जरूरी है. एंड आई थिंक ये प्रोजेक्ट के अंतर्गत एड्यूरिफॉर्म जो प्रोजेक्ट है इसके अंतर्गत चाहे छोटे लेवल पे, लेकिन एक ये कोशिश तो जरूर होगी कि हम छोटे लेवल पे परिवर्तन लाए और फिर ये परिवर्तन कल जाके ऐसा भी हो जाए कि इफ इट कैन बी अपस्केल्ड देन पूरे देश में यह परिवर्तन आए. बट अगेन डॉक्टर पारुल, आई विल से कि टीचर एजुकेशन भारत में अभी बहुत अच्छी स्थिति में नहीं है, जो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी ने भी हमें बताया है. एंड हम सब लोगों को साथ में मिलके इसमें खूब प्रयत्न करना होगा. वी विल हैव टू एनकरेज स्टूडेंट्स टू सिलेक्ट गुड इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड टेक एडमिशन इनटू गुड इंस्टीट्यूशन. एंड वो जो सिर्फ एक नॉन अटेंडिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन है वहाँ पे ना जाए, और सिर्फ क्योंकि अभी वो डिग्री ले लेते हैं बट बाद में व्हेन दे गो टू जॉब मार्केट दे रियलाइज कि ये डिग्री का कोई महत्व नहीं है. इसीलिए मैं तो ये ऐसी अपेक्षा रखूँगा कि हम सब लोग साथ में मिलकर एक ऐसा प्रयत्न करें जो अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूशंस है वो फ्लरिश करें, एंड फिर अच्छे टीचर बनेंगे तो स्कूल एजुकेशन में इम्प्रूवमेंट होगा, स्कूल एजुकेशन इम्प्रूवमेंट होगा तो देश का भविष्य अच्छा होगा.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much for such a wonderful answer, sir. You've said it very rightly that it is very important that school education and teacher education must hold hands and they must, proceed further on the path which is the future of the country, because we are training teachers who are going to train the next generation learners. My next question to Professor Sangeeta Pant. Ma'am, as Professor Patel ji said that it is very important that in fact new education policy, National Education Policy 2020 has also highlighted this point that teacher education at present in India is not at a very good in a condition, and it needs a lot of overhauling. Since Chitkara College of Education is a very well established institute in this particular part of the country, and it was established in the year 2003. I would like to get some insights into how you are proposing to train your prospective teachers so that they get employment opportunities and they are taken very well by the schools and students also who are not non-attending in your department. How do they get employment opportunities when the nation overall is facing this challenge of getting their students placed?
Thank you so much, Dr. Parul. It's a very great question. And sir, I would like to inform you that Chitkara University has adopted 5 villages, nearby villages. And we are working for community. And this is the Radio Chitkara FM 107.8 is also a community radio. So our listeners are from this area. So I would like to inform you और अपने श्रोताओं को मैं बताना चाहती हूँ कि चितकारा कॉलेज ऑफ एजुकेशन जो है यहाँ पर हम 2003 में हमने एस्टेब्लिश किया था. तब से नियर बाई के बच्चे हमारे यहाँ पढ़ने आते हैं, बिकॉज दिस एरिया इज अ रूरल एरिया. अर्लियर, अब आपको ये बहुत ऐसा लग रहा है कि फुल एस्टेब्लिश्ड है, बट 2003 में ये बिल्कुल रूरल एरिया था और रूरल बच्चे हमारे यहाँ पढ़ने आते थे। और जो हमारे पैट्रन हैं, हमारे लीडर्स हैं, उनका ये सपना था कि रूरल वुमेन को हमें एट पार लाना है। तो अर्लियर आर कॉलेज इज फॉर वुमेन, चितकारा कॉलेज ऑफ एजुकेशन फॉर वुमेन, तो उनको अपलिफ्ट करने के लिए, एंड वी हैव 100 सीट्स, और 100 सीट्स हमारी फुल होती थी बिकॉज दैट टाइम वी वर एफिलिएटेड टू पंजाबी यूनिवर्सिटी, एंड पंजाबी यूनिवर्सिटी के अंडर में भी आर कॉलेज इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट चॉइस्ड कॉलेज ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स। जब काउंसलिंग होती थी तो हमारा कॉलेज सबसे पहले होता था। But 2010, our university came status of university. Then our college is a constituent college of Chitkara University. So we have some liberty, or now we have we organize the placement for our students, and we are happy to share with you that all the schools are approaching us for placement of the students. This is the achievement, and all our students are coming daily to schools, and we are already working for higher order thinking skills through this project, because EDUREFORM through this project we all Indian partners are coming together. It's a great achievement. Earlier we are working in other domains and in our areas, but through this project we all are come together, or we are sharing our knowledge and sharing experiences. So I think through this project we will achieve new heights in teacher education program, and we will work effectively with the help of expertise of the European partner also. So through this project, European with the expertise of European partner and within our team members collaboration, we will achieve new heights, and the placement will, as I earlier say, कि हमारा placement बहुत अच्छा है, और हमारे रूरल एरिया के बच्चे और शहर के बच्चे दोनों यहाँ पढ़ने आते हैं, और दोनों के लिए गवर्नमेंट जॉब और प्राइवेट जॉब में ये लोग दोनों बहुत अच्छी पोजीशंस में पहुँच रहे हैं. तो दिस इज what I can say through this radio program to all my listeners.
Good. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful answer. It is indeed important that we bridge this gap which exists in the education realm in terms of the divide between the rural and the urban areas. It is important as educationists that we must understand that we have to keep all the learners at the same pace and try to bridge this gap which exists in our society. Only then we all can progress ahead. And today being the Education Constitution Day, I'm happy that we all pledge, and we all will definitely through this project take the noble task of educating the young generations ahead. Thank you so much, lead team, for sharing your vision and steps that you would take to implement this project. I hope the listeners must have got an insight about how these universities are committed to inculcate the requisite skills among young learners, thus benefiting the society at large. Thank you.